Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here today at today's webinar for the 8th Annual Biomedical HIV Prevention Summit. My name is Danny Linden, and you may not have seen me before, and it's because I'm the new conference director here at NMAC. And so I'm looking forward to meeting all of you very, very soon, actually next week in Seattle. We're here today, my team and I are here today to provide you with information about the summit, but also to answer your questions. Now, just a brief recap. The 8th Annual Biomedical HIV Prevention Summit is coming to Seattle, Washington, April 19th through the 20th, 2024. As I said, that's next week. The summit's continuing focus has been on the implementation of biomedical tools in our prevention and treatment efforts to ultimately end the HIV epidemic in communities. This year's meeting will be centered on research, science, and data, and the need to bring science back to the community in a way that can be easily understood. Now, I would like to introduce members of the conference staff, my team. In alphabetical order, we have today Diane S. Ferguson, conference coordinator, Shantae Gray, Conference Associate Manager, and Allison McKeithen, Assistant Director of Conferences. Again, thank you. We so appreciate you being here today. And to our friends and family and members who may be in the Gulf region, our thoughts are with you at this time. As we know, you all, some of you along the Gulf Coast, have been dealing with some horrific weather conditions over the past couple of days. So we do hope to see you next week, and we do hope you are safe. I'm going to hand it over to my team now. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. I'm going to get us started and jump right on into some of the programming at the summit. My name is Allison McKeithen. I'm the Assistant Director of Conferences. You can go to the next slide, please. We're going to open up the conference on April 19th with our opening plenary titled The Science Tapestry Part 1, The Who, What, Where, and How of Research. We have four dynamic speakers that are going to take you through a storytelling process to explain how research is done and the basics of science and how it impacts you and impacts the HIV community and HIV research, and just kind of break it down into basic terms so that everyone has a great understanding about what their role is in HIV research. Next slide. The second plenary of that day at 1 o'clock, we're going to have, sponsored by Gilead Sciences, Reestablishing the Fundamentals to Accelerate PrEP Intake. They have some of the most dynamic and most powerful speakers coming around the HIV epidemic. I'm just going to name drop Cecilia Chung. I'm going to name drop Phil Wilson. We have some other very, very dynamic people coming. So you don't want to miss that plenary at all. So please make sure you show up for that first day at 1 o'clock to see what Gilead Sciences has put together for you. Next slide. The second day of our plenary, we're opening up the conference with Native Holistic Innovation and Best Practices and the Preppy Awards. This year's conference has a strong focus on the Native American community, and this plenary is no different. We're focusing on the Native Alaskan community. We're going to be hearing some of their innovations and how they've triumphed through the epidemic and how they've really had some great innovations and strides in telemedicine. So come and get some great ideas, get some great information, and they're also going to follow up this plenary with a workshop continuing the education, giving you more of the nuts and bolts of what they do and how you can duplicate it in your community. Additionally, we're going to be having the 2024 Preppy Awards. This year, our top prize is $10,000 and some additional prizes along with that for our top three finalists. You can find those top three finalists on our website or in the app. We should get more information about the app in a bit, but we definitely want to make sure that you show up and participate because your vote matters when it comes to voting on our 2024 Preppy Award winner. You don't want to miss the opportunity to see what those campaigns are, what they're doing in their communities, and vote and put your vote in for who should win the prizes. So please show up, please vote, please participate. Next slide. Wrap up the conference with a continuation of the science tapestry. We're going to do science tapestry part 2, translation and implementation. This is a very special plenary where we're able to welcome back Harold Phillips to NMAC as the Deputy Director of Programs. He and Ms. Dr. Robin Neblett Fanfare and Dr. Pamela Klein will be talking about translation and implementation of research data and how important it is for community to stay involved in those processes and how it affects you and how you actually you play a great role in the science and in the innovation that's coming down the pipeline. And so come and hear what your impact can be in the science and research and implementation process. And this fantastic session is going to be moderated by Francisco Ruiz, who is the new director of the Office of National AIDS Policy at the White House. Some powerful hitters. You don't want to miss what they have to say. Please come out and hear all this great information that they have for you. See how your involvement in research and implementation affects everyone else in our community. And I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Diane. She's going to carry you through the agenda.
Hi, everyone. Next slide, please. Again, my name is Diane Ferguson, and I'm the conference coordinator here at MMAC on the conferences team. So I'm going to walk you through the day and a half of wonderful sessions, workshops, plenaries, lunch times, the exhibit hall, and all that great stuff. So starting on Thursday, April 18th, there's going to be a pre-meeting, Prep in Black America, and you must have pre-registered for this meeting. Registration begins at 12 noon to 7 p.m. The exhibit hall opens on Thursday at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the host committee reception is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Make sure you check out that host committee reception, the exhibit hall. We have some wonderful exhibitors, which we will talk about a little later. And registration opens at noon, so please come early, register, and get your badge. On Friday, April 19th, registration begins at 7 a.m. and ends at 4 p.m. I'm sorry. The opening plenary begins at 8:30 a.m. and ends at 10 a.m. The community corners begin at 10:10 a.m. and end at 10:25 a.m. The exhibit hall opens at 10:15 to 5 p.m. The session 1 workshops begin at 9:30 a.m. to 12 noon, and lunch is from 12 until 1. Community Corners again is at 12:05 to 1 o'clock. The afternoon plenary begins at 1 and ends at 2:30, and session 2 workshops begin at 2:45 and end at 4:15. Session 3 workshops begin at 4:30 and end at 6:30, and the affinity sessions begin at 6:30 and end at 7:30. On Saturday, April the 20th, the morning plenary begins at 8:30 a.m. and ends at 10 a.m. The exhibit hall is open from 10:15 to 12 noon. Session 4 workshops begin at 10:30 and end at noon, and lunch is at 12 to 1 p.m. and the closing plenary begins at 1 and ends at 2:30. Next slide, please. And just to give you a little information about the community corners, the community corner sessions are 15-minute presentations made by subject matter experts from the Seattle area to highlight success stories, best practices, lessons learned, needs, challenges, and other opportunities in the biomedical HIV prevention efforts. PrEP PEP, TASP, and equals U in communities of color. The community corners are located on level 7 at these times. Next slide, please. We will have our continuing education units or CEUs available for those that would like to receive credited hours. We are approved for up to 12 continuing education units from the George Mason University, the National Commission for Health Education Credentialing, National Association for Social Workers, and the National Board of Public Health Examiners. Next slide, please. To get your CEUs, you must fill out the session-specific surveys that are available in the app. Look for the CEUs on the drop-down menu in the app. There will also be QR codes in each workshop room where you could just scan the QR code and get to the survey, fill it out. And if you have NASW or NCHEC numbers, please include those as well so that I can have the most information I need to send you your CEU letters after the summit. Next slide, please. So let's talk about this wonderful app. In the app, there is a vast amount of wonderful information regarding the summit. There are two ways to get the app. You can get it through the Apple Store and search 2024 BHPS. Unfortunately, the app is not available in the App Store right now, but it is available in the in the Go-To Play Store with if you use an Android phone. Search 2024 BHPS, and we look forward to it being downloadable in the App Store in the next couple of days. Next slide, please. And as I mentioned before, this is the app has a vast amount of information that's available to you regarding the summit. This is the main page of the app that gives general information regarding the summit. Next slide. Also in the app, there are a lot of wonderful features such as the sponsors information. The agenda will be in the app, the exhibitors list, the list of sponsors, all different kinds of wonderful information will be available in the app. So make sure you download it as soon as it's available. Next slide. Now I'm going to turn it over to my wonderful colleague, Shante Gray, who will explain the exhibitor and exhibitor hall. Shante.
Thank you, Diane. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name is Shante Gray. I am super excited to see you all next week. I know I've been doing these webinars for so long. So hi to you all new folks. I'm giving you a warm welcome and a hello. And all my old folks, welcome back. So I'll be going over several different things. So right now, let's go over the exhibitor hall. Again, as Diane mentioned, the exhibitor hall opens up on the 18th at 3 p.m. Please, please, please come through. We have some special things for you guys set up in the exhibit hall. Right here is the list of all our exhibitors, and we're so excited to have almost 50 exhibitors this year. Also, this information will be listed in our app once it becomes available. So if you don't see it on here, it's definitely in the app as well. Next, please. Also, here is our exhibitor hall map. It shows you how to get around, where our lounge area is. Again, this will be located in the app to connect. So again, we open up on the 18th at 3 p.m. and we are looking forward to having you guys come. Next, please. So with the social media, when sharing the summit content, please use hashtag 2024 BHPS. We get so excited by seeing your pictures, and sometimes we use the pics for our website. So if you catch any interesting content, you and your new friends, your new colleagues, please hashtag and use this so we can use it on Twitter. It's in my community, on Facebook in my community, and on Instagram. You could tag us at MMAC HIV. So please tag us in all your photos and all your hashtags. Next, please. All right. So this year, our registration badge email will be sent out via email on Friday, April the 12th and Friday, April the 16th. The badge email is just a welcome email from our MAC team, and it comes with a barcode. As you can see, the barcode in the middle. Sometimes people have issues with the barcode. All you have to do is right click and download it. If the barcode actually doesn't show up, all you have to do here is to right click and download the barcode. I highly suggest that you screenshot it and print it out. Bring this same document to the registration desk and we will get you in and out. If you haven't seen the process before, what we usually do is we scan this barcode and your badge for the conference prints out automatically. So it's a seamlessly smooth process for you and for us. So again, you'll get it on the 12th, and please don't panic. Don't panic because it's coming again. If you don't get it on the 12th, you will get it on the 16th. Next slide, please. Registration is open on registration is located on level 3, and that's the 3rd floor foyer. It's open Thursday, April the 19th from 12 to 7. Again, if you plan on attending the exhibit hall, you must have a badge. So please, before you go to the exhibit hall, stop past the registration desk and get your badge. Again, we'll be open back up on Friday, April the 20th from 7 to 4. And as you notice, we are not open on Saturday for registration. So please, please, please come and see us on Thursday and Friday to make sure you have your credentials. You also need it for picking up your lunch and getting into the workshops and the plenary session. So please make sure you come as early as possible to pick up your badge. Next slide, please. Meals will be located this year. You guys will be happy to hear this, that the meals are located on all 3 floors. So we'll be located on floor 3, 4, and 7. And I'll go over that shortly. The lunch will be provided on April the 18th and April to 19th from 12 to 1 p.m. Next slide, please. All right, so let's go over the hotel map. As I mentioned earlier, we are only on 3 floors, so it's small, so you can able to get around. So again, as I said, this is our first floor, which is level 3, and on level 3, you see it's the exhibit hall, which is in Columbia A and B. I'm sorry, C and D and B. Our lunch will be in Columbia A. And on this floor also is the registration. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of small on my computer, but the registration is located towards your right in the foyer. Also on this floor is some workshops. So again, on level 3, we have the exhibit hall, we have our lunch area, we have our main registration, and then again, we'll have workshops on this level as well. Next, please. This is level 4. Again, this is where a lot of our workshops will be. Also, we'll have lunch in the foyer. To your left is where lunch will be set up at. And this is the 4th level. Next, please. So here's another one of our busy floors. So this is level 7. And on level 7 is where our plenary session will be, which is in Regency B. And so every day for our plenary sessions, we'll be on level 7, Regency B. Also down to the bottom, you can see we'll be having lunch in this area as well. The great thing about this year, again, we're happy to announce that we'll have our lounges. So we'll have people living with HIV lounge. We'll have our youth lounge. We'll have the Mother George lounge, formerly known as the Trans lounge. And then also we'll have our workshops. So again, on this floor is our lounges, our plenary sessions, and again, as I mentioned earlier, our lunch. And you do have to have your registration badge to receive your lunch. Next slide, please. All right, so a lot of people been wondering, how do we get to the Hyatt Regency? So did some research, and here's the things that I found out about the transportation. Again, we're at the Hyatt Regency Seattle. Please, please, please refer back to the address. We have a couple of Hyatts in downtown Seattle, so just make sure that you have the right location. And we are located in downtown Seattle, which is about 30 minutes from the airport. I highly suggest you download Uber and Lyft on your phone, both apps. You can go from one to the other to see who gives you the cheapest rate. But I realize it's in between the $50 to $60 range. Again, it varies on time that you're arriving at the airport. So please don't quote me, and please don't come find me and tell me it's a little bit higher than you use, because I apologize in advance. I'm just quoting what I was quoted. And so just make sure you use that. In the airport, you'll see it will be signed to, for Uber and Lyft to follow to go pick up your Uber. Also, you can take a cab. All cabs do take cash and credit cards. And so you can go downstairs as you exit in the airport, and you could get a cab. If you like to pre-book your travel or your shuttle, you can use Pre-Med Airport Shuttle, and it's $58. And again, these are one way to the hotel, so these are only one way quotes. So it's $58, and there are premierairportshuttle.com. If you would like to go ahead and pre-book that, you must pay in advance as well. Also, if you like to save, I personally like to save my little coins. It's public transit, and it's called the Link Light Rail. Say it fast, it sounds really funny. Link Light Rail. It's $3.25, and the stop is the West Lake stop. It's 12 stops from the airport, around about 35 minutes. And once you get off, it is a 6-minute walk to the hotel. Just a FYI, you will have to walk once you get off the train. And so our next slide will show you, because I wanted to make sure you knew everything. So the next slide will show you how to get there. If you can hit play, thank you. All right, and again, If you need to look at this video, it's on YouTube. And again, it's the link light rail. You can check that out just so you have it. One more thing I should say, and I should state that this hotel is a cashless hotel. And so, in order to purchase things, you do need a credit card or a debit card. So, if you want coffee, if you need snacks, or anything that's they do not accept cash. So it is a cashless hotel. So just make sure you have a debit card, credit card, a gift card, anything of that sort if you want to purchase something from the hotel. We would like to thank our sponsors, Gilead Platinum with the Gilead, Advocate, which is Mr. Our benefactor sponsor is Merck. Our supporter sponsor is CVS Specialty, HIV Vaccine Trials Network, Broadway Cares, Vive Healthcare, Molecular Testing Lab, and Johnson and Johnson. So I know we went through a lot today, and I know you guys have many, many, many questions. You go to the next slide, Taylor. I know you guys have many questions, so as of now, you can go ahead and start putting your questions in a chat. I'll ask my team to come back on so we can answer all questions. Any questions that we do not get to, we will get through all of them. But if it's something that we cannot answer, we will follow up with you via email. You can email us at any time at conferences@nmac.org. We are available. We will start traveling. Oh, we will start traveling on Tuesday. So our time will be low starting next Tuesday, but we will get as many questions as possible. So Taylor, I think we're ready to start answering any questions.
Okay, so our first question is, sorry, do exhibitors arrive at the main entrance to the hotel when we're bringing in all of our supplies, or is there a different entrance for the exhibit hall?
So yes, you will arrive at the main entrance.
Okay. Sorry. Is the light rail 24/7?
So it's not 24/7. I suggest you to go on their website and get the correct time. So it's not 24/7.
I'm going to ask if the Preppy Awards are still happening.
Yes, the Preppy Awards are still happening. I think Allison went over that.
Yes, we are still having the Preppy Awards. You can go visit our website to see the finalists. So visit the Summit website. You'll see a Preppy Awards tab. You can see the finalists. You can go visit their campaigns and their websites and information. So please check them out so you can be well versed on what they're offering for their Preppy Awards.
Will slides be made available for the different presentations?
We can make the slides available, and this presentation actually will be posted.
Are there any rooms left in the hotel block?
There are hotel rooms available. Unfortunately, they may not be at our rate. So, but I still encourage folks to reserve at the hotel during the conference.
Do you know if there is parking available at the hotel?
So there's parking available. I think the rate is $42. So yes, there's parking available at the hotel.
Hi, Taylor. Well, we wanted to just make a correction that lunch is going to be served on April 19th and 20th. I believe the slide said 18th and 19th. So it's 19th and 20th. Thank you.
Thanks, Tara. Okay. Someone asked if we arrive early to the hotel, are we able to leave our bags at the hotel for them to hold until we get checked in?
Yes, you will be able to leave your bags.
Someone says, not a question, but thank you for putting up this summit. Great presentation topics and speakers, and they're looking forward to their first time.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that.
The next question: when is the estimated date for the Apple app to be the Apple version of the app to be launched?
Thanks for asking. We're waiting for any day now for the Apple company to actually release it into the iTunes store, to the App Store. So it's just pending once they get it in, but it'll definitely be there before the conference starts. So sorry for the delay, but yeah, it's being approved.
And someone asked, is breakfast provided?
Breakfast is not. Oh yeah, Alice.
Okay. I was going to say, unfortunately, we're not able to offer breakfast this year. However, we do have coffee and we will have some pastries available for you in the morning.
Okay, that's all the questions for right now. Anybody has any more questions? We're in the last few minutes, so go ahead and get those submitted. I don't see any new questions, so I think there might be it. Oh, sorry, here's a question. Oh, okay. Since lunch will be on all levels, will there be places to sit down or are they box lunches?
Yes, thanks for asking that question. Because lunch is spread out, that was one of the reasons why we decided to spread it out, was so that folks could have ample seating in multiple locations across our meeting space. We also have some of the rooms sectioned off where you can also go and eat. So there'll be plenty of space for folks to sit down, to grab their lunch and sit down and eat on floors 3, floor 7, and floor 4.
We have a quick note from a Seattle resident. Dress in layers. The weather turns on a dime. A sweater slash fleece and a jacket with a hood for the rain are great to have.
Thank you. We appreciate that advice.
Will there be many individuals traveling from South Carolina?
We're not sure.
And, we have a note from a Seattle resident who says the train ends at 11 p.m. They live there. And we also have a question about local recommendations for breakfast places.
So the hotel will be able to. They give out a document at the front desk when you check in. So they'll you can ask them at the front desk, and they'll give you the information.
I would
Yeah, and
also
I was gonna say the local area has a lot of a lot of local eateries right near there. We're in a downtown space, so there are a lot of delis, there are a lot of bagel shops. I'm pretty sure Danny was gonna mention that the actual first Starbucks is right near the hotel as well. I wouldn't recommend going there in the morning when you have plenary sessions to go to because the line might be super long, but there are lots of eateries and places to grab some food. And there's also on the second level of the hotel, there is a bistro there where you're able to order some hot food. And just heeding Shantae's warning that the hotel is cashless, so you would need to have a card or an electronic form of payment, such as like Apple Pay, to purchase items there.
A question about those presenting at the summit. Is there a template provided, a PowerPoint template provided for those who are presenting?
You can receive one if you want to email me, but there's no specific format that you have to use for the presentation. So you can email me at amckeithen@nmac.org.
I think that might be the last question. Anybody else? Last call for any questions?
Folks, if there are
Oh,
no additional questions, I just want to take this time to again thank you all for joining us this afternoon here in DC or wherever your time zone may be. Know that all of us here at NMAC look forward to seeing you all next week. Dress comfortably, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much, and we're looking forward again. How many times can I say that? To seeing you in person. Thank you, Shantae, Allison, Diane. Thank you all. Thank you, Taylor. Bye bye.
Bye bye.